Hey everybody, it's me, Lynn Renee McDonald, here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Uh, Doing my first of my three that I'm trying to do weekly YouTubes. Just going to be doing my saging as usual, right? Okay. So today some really interesting stuff came up, not just today, but in this last week or so, right? And this is really interesting because it's really sage advice for people. All right. And love energy teachers as well, whether you're a conscious teacher teaching spiritual stuff like me, or spiritual stuff meaning love, teaching about love energy, and being a guide, or somebody who's come here to teach others on conscious level, where they know and they're doing classes and people are paying tickets for their events, and you have a center or shop, or you're doing it like I'm doing it, or you're doing every day in your everyday life, teaching with people, or anywhere and everywhere in your life teaching with people, or anything. All right, you set the example, you set the bar by your actions. Okay, so I've said before, I'm a teacher of love energy, a teacher of Christ consciousness in its highest form. My soul has done this for lifetimes. I have an incredible amount of magic with the space that I am in with God. It is infinite, and we all have these abilities. The question is, do you want to be that, and do you want to be in that space? Okay, so many of you in the coming years, 2019 on, will be stepping into this space more and more with you and yourself and your soul's mission, right? Okay, so that said, the reason I'm talking about this is because we are constantly always teaching each other. My children are teaching me. I'm teaching other people. Other people are teaching me. Answers are always coming from source that is God. All right. And we create the answers through ourselves, through each other, through the radio, through TV, through things that we see. All right. The answers come through that. All right. But they will always be in alignment with our highest heart self. And we will know that it is for us by how it feels. It's kind of like, we talked about the feelings in this last video, how things feel, right? We talked about feelings. So in that last video, talking about feelings, we talked about how when you're supposed to do something, it feels really good. When something isn't in alignment with you, it doesn't, and you bring it to source, right? So the other side of this coin, or another aspect and part of this, is that your feelings will always govern you. So they're your backup. You bring it to source if you don't know what to do. Not only they're your backup, but they're basically your first line of defense, your feelings, right? So in talking about that, what has come up is, on all of this and in alignment, is that we must be governed from love in all that we do. And I know all my YouTubes tell you this and blah, 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 blah. It's like the same old shit, right? But each time we do one of these YouTubes, more information comes in, and that's in alignment with all of this, and everything is connected like puzzle pieces to everything else. That's why it's so imperative that if you watch my YouTubes, you should, if you really want to learn and you really want to get source and you really want to get love energy, watch them as much as you can, share them as much as you can, because each time, depending on the space of God love energy you're in, you will learn more stuff from it. It's infinite, and it's all based on your learning coming from this space that you are in with yourself, and the space that you're in with God or love energy, consciously and subconsciously, what your soul came in here to do, what you're ready to do and step into here in Earth World. Okay, so all of these things are all part of that. So based on this space and being governed from source, all right, your soul with source, what has come up as teachers, and we're all teaching each other, right? And how things feel is how you know what the truth is, right? It backs it up, and it's also your first line of defense. It's like the first troops you send out in a war. They're to tell you the truth, see where you're going with this, get the information that you need from spirit, and your answers will come from everywhere, and you are the catalyst. You, by asking God or love energy for things that you want, such as, really huge dreams, or a family, or whatever it is you're asking. It could be as simple as a bottle of water. It could be as really big as a $100,000 diamond necklace, or it could be, you just want a car, or you just want to have a boyfriend that loves you, or you want to have the healthiest, happiest relationship, or you want to get the yard work done. Whatever it is that you ask source for in practical earth world reality, governed from here in your highest heart self, whatever it is that you ask God for, okay, the answers you start basically the answers are always going to come from source, all right, that your soul creates, okay, and being governed from that space. Okay, you'll get not only the emotions and your feelings, the knowing, the inner knowing, but your soul will create the answers and the things that you need to do. It's your inner knowing, your intuition, and you'll go and you'll do things on a subconscious moon sign level. All right. Moon sign meaning what is your moon sign? Your moon sign governs your subconscious intuition. Okay. And that's your like innate knowing. All right. We've talked a little bit about that in the past as well. All right. So this is part of that. However, also with this innate knowing, so you're going to know what to do. You're going to do it. You're going to follow your heart, and your soul is going to lead you based on what you ask source first, either subconsciously in your soul or consciously. All right. You're either creating consciously where you know what you're creating from your soul, or you're creating from a place where you don't know what you're creating. You're living kind of recklessly and dangerously, because either way, all the stuff is going to come out of you that needs to come out, that needs to be addressed, because that's how we're designed. And you work with God to change all of those things, right? And to create your greatest life. But the second you ask source for anything, it starts to be created out here. So when people tell me, oh, God doesn't answer my prayers, that's bullshit every time. God, love energy, source, universe, always, always, always answers our prayers, whether you see it, understand it, or not. But sometimes you have such great, huge blocks and things that you have to do that are in your way that stop you. And in order for you to move forward with your dreams, these things gotta go. Okay. So today, what we're going to talk about is all bits and pieces and parts of this that we're already talking about. Okay. Because you're already getting messages from spirit about all of this when you're creating, how it works, what's happening, as well as that if you're a teacher and you want to be an authentic teacher of God, of love, of universe, of love energy, of Christ consciousness, whatever level you're at, it is imperative it is imperative that you come from love with everything. And the interesting thing that I want to add to all of this is that love energy in its highest form always will allow people back into their lives. So with every story I have on YouTube here about somebody being shitty and unwell, and I tell you how to deal with it and what to do, there is a place for them with me. And like some people I've had to take the axe to, especially with 2019, I'm like, yeah, fuck this. And basically like, I'm kind of like, well, fuck them, meaning send back their shitty energy and their unwell that they've directed at me, right? But here's the deal. If people come from love with me, all right, from the highest form, as I am a reflection of that, and that's the teacher who I must be if I want to be the greatest at everything that I do and everything in my life. And that's a person I must be. So love energy, no matter how pissed off or upset I get at somebody, or I feel they're not honoring my energy, all right, no matter what happens, there is always a door that is open for these people to come back and be in my life, okay? There always is a door that is open. Okay. All right. And how does that work? It doesn't work at the expense of me. So all those people have to do, right, is come in and say, hey, I just want to be your friend again. And be authentic. Hey, Lynn, I'm really sorry for what happened, or I apologize for what happened. I've made some changes, and I just want to be your friend again, and be authentic about it in the space that you're in. Love will always open the door for you. So even though like I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm not working with that person anymore, and this person isn't working with me, and or whatever in my spiritual journey with other people that I promoters, show promoters, other people that are also love energy teachers that I work with or I do business with or whatever, or even my friends and my family, right? Anybody and everybody we learn from and we teach each other, and the messages come through each other, right? All right. So, and remember, how you feel tells you the truth about all of this. And here's how all of this relates to this. Because I'm going to feel when my friend who, let's say they betrayed me, like I just had somebody, I've given and given and given to this one person, and I'm always giving, for years, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to pay you. And then they lived in my house for a while, and then they kind of they actually just said, hey, I'm going to move out, and I'm not going to pay you the rent, and my boyfriend can't live here, and I have a fucking problem with that, basically, is what really came down to. And the bottom line is, this person was shitty, or meaning unwell in their unwell place. And at some point, I have to say, okay, this isn't a positive, healthy energy exchange for me. And I was pissed because, hey, that's not cool. I've honored you for fucking years, been your fucking teacher for years, and you want to skip out on the rent and you're butthurt because of all of your bullshit boyfriend stuff, right? That is super unwell because you're attached to him, because you're in a toxic space, and it's all part of your spiritual learning, but this person can't see it. And so I must release them, right? And I won't allow them to come back in from their unwell space and bring their bullshit back to my table anymore. Remember, that magic number is 3. However, right? In this space, I must be in my earth world space too and feel my emotions and bring it to source, because I'll always be governed from that place as the highest form of love energy teacher that I can ever possibly be is always governed from your highest heart self and your connection to God or love or source. But the highest form of that, if you want to be the greatest you and deal with things in the best way from love possible. Now, depending on what levels people are at, like with this person, they had all this shittiness, all this unwellness about, I wasn't letting their boyfriend live at the house and all this other garbage. But, there were so many other things that were going on there that were super, super unwell, and then they shut down, they quit working with me and all this stuff. And that's okay. I'm not mad about it. They have to follow their heart in the space that they're in their soul, because this is all part of this person's soul learning. But here's the cool thing. All right. In the space that I'm in with God, I say what I have to say and I ask God to speak through me from love, because the people, Lynn, could be so pissed off and be like, yeah, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And I've been there and I get that. All right. But that's not who I choose to be. So when I get those shitty feelings that feel like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, I ask God, clear, heal, and change all of this in me and let me be free of this. And let me bring it right to source from the highest form of love energy and be free of it and give me the best way to be from the highest form of love in place of that. And then I ask God to speak through me. So no matter what happens, I'm going to handle it always in the best way. But the first thing I'm going to do before I get all wild and into my fuck you space with this or anything that I do, especially because I am a love energy teacher, I have a reputation, I must be this guy that I say I am, because I'm not worried about reputations in earth world ways. What I'm concerned about, and not being worried about it really, is that I am who I say I am. I teach what is the God's honest, unconditional love, truth, and wisdom, the law of universe in the highest space of love energy that exists in this reality, any reality, and all that is. This is who I am. This is what I do. And I must be in alignment with that. And if I'm not clearing and healing and changing my stuff, right, in earth world and working with source all the time, then I'm in a less than space of that. And I got no business being the teacher that I say that I am. And who's going to believe me? Because I won't be authentic. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about reputation. You have to be who you are. You have to have honor, you have to have respect, and you have to have integrity and be responsible and do that for you, and always work with source from the highest form of love, right? All right, so in that space, all your love energy teachers must be in some kind of variation of this place all along the way as they're growing. Same thing with this person who lived in my house, right? And was like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. And then they shut down and quit working with me, and that's all their stuff. And they made a man their world. And this has been going on for a while, and this is part of this person's challenges. And that's okay, right? That's okay for her to be having these challenges. It's part of her soul's journey, and her soul calls it in. Where it is not okay is when it affects me in a shitty or unwell way. And that's, again, where I bring it to source all the time. And if I feel crappy in earth world, it is perfectly healthy and normal to feel my emotions and be in that space. And I may get pissed. I may vent to my sister in my people space. And that's all part of being human. But what I do with this energy of anger and how I direct it inwards toward me, not honoring me, being shitty to me or being shitty to others or unwell to others, okay? All right, if I'm doing stuff like that, it's great. And you must feel your people feelings, because this is part of that. But you don't want to send it out to others, unwellness. What you want to do is bring it right to source so you have the best way to handle it for you. And you're human. So you got to let out your emotions, right? And in this space, the coolest shit about all of this and dealing with stuff like this that's crazy and being hooked up to your intuition, right? And working with love energy all the time, right? The coolest thing about it is in this space with God, I can turn, or love, all right? I can turn, and I know that if this person who betrayed me and all their garbage and that I've held for years, she came to me and said, hey, I want to do the right thing. I'm really sorry. Sorry meaning I apologize. I was super unwell and I want to be your friend again. That's coming and is authentically coming from love. Again, I'm going to feel it in my heart. That's why we talked about that little segment in this piece too, about how you feel things in your heart, because you're going to know if the person was authentic or not, right? By how it feels. First, right up. If she approaches me and I feel it and it feels good, I'm going to say, okay, all right. let's see where this goes, and I'll bring it right to source, because the whole time they're talking in my ear, they're going, hey Lynn, this person is authentic, or hey Lynn, they're not really doing what they say, or hey Lynn, they're full of shit, hey Lynn, they're fucking lying to you. Source talks to me all the time, so I know everybody's bullshit all the time. Think about this. That's my job. I'm a bullshit master clearer. So anything unwell that's in me has to go. Anything unwell that my clients come to me that want removed has to go. So I have to know what the fuck I'm doing to really be able to help people. Whether it's, belief systems that they have of curses and habits and patterns of unwellnesses and all this crazy shit that we get into in our belief systems, from believing you're fat, believing you're old, believing you can't have your dreams met, believing that you have no money. I mean, all of these things are belief systems. This is what I'm part of what I am a master at. And in order for me to be this person, I have had to do this for lifetimes, and I must be authentically who I say I am, right? This is who we all are here to teach and be, and not meaning that you turn into me, but you be the greatest you, based in love, in the highest form. And these are the changes we're making here in Earth World now, okay? Now and into the future, okay? So this being said, all right, this person, all they have to do is come to me authentically from love, and the door is always open back to love, back to spirit through me, always. All right, if somebody continues to shit on you, then you 86 them right away, and spirit will tell you. 86 means get rid of, throw in the garbage, be free of them, So you handle it, but the key is always bring it to source, that is love, that is God. Ask and you shall receive. The answers will be there. How it feels tells you everything about the truth that's going on. Anything that doesn't feel good, and then spirit will talk to you. You want them to talk to you? Just ask. Thanks, God, for that for me. Thanks for me hearing. Thanks for me listening. Thanks for me knowing. Thanks for me getting visions. Thanks for all of these wonderful gifts. So there's no question that I don't know the God's honest truth about what's going on with him or her, or if they want to be my friend again or not, or if they're authentic in that space. And remember, what people do tells you the truth about them. Okay, in the earth world, actions speak far louder than words. Like my ex, he doesn't call me. One of my ex. Well, yeah, both of them. I really think all of them, right? Somewhere in my relationships, they couldn't be there for me. They didn't call me. They didn't do what they said. They didn't show up. You know what? Their actions tell me everything. Doesn't mean that they don't love me on a conscious level or subconscious level, right? What it means is that they're unwell and they can't do what I need them to do for me, and I have to cut them loose. Okay, so all right, these are all really great lessons and bits and pieces and tidbits that have to go in together here with how to deal with people and teachers, and we all learn from each other emotionally and spiritually, and in all ways our answers will always come in from our highest heart self, created by our souls. And the whole catalyst of all of this is the natural law of universe, or law of love energy, that creates this to happen, as well as what you ask soul to do, or what you ask source to do in your love energy space, what your soul came in here to do, how much unwellness is you got to work on to get free of, right? So many things play a factor here, okay? But the bottom line is all the tools that we teach, that spirit teaches through me, are in alignment with law of universe. And the law of love energy always allows people back if they can be and are authentic in that space and make the changes that need to be made from love, and come to you, or whoever it is, authentically from love. But you feel it in your heart, you bring it to source. So all these people who betrayed me or did this unwellness and that unwellness, the truth is, if they said, hey Lynn, I'm in a different place now and I'm sorry and I want to be your friend, or I want to work with you again, do you know? And I've had many clients who do this. They're like, fuck you, Lynn, I hate what you said to me, and they get all butthurt about some of the clearings that we do, and you're full of shit. And then like sometimes months go by, sometimes years go by, and then they call me back and they're like, you know what, Lynn, you were right. Would you work with me again? Yeah, I will. Because that's what love does. If you're authentic and you come back, it's what God does. Love energy is infinite and amazing and loves you so much that can't not happen. But you must be authentic in who you are. That's how it works, right? Just like me. If I'm not who I say I am, and I don't practice what I teach, and I'm not fully in that, and then basically I'm not that. Do you see? Can't not be that. So if I teach huge abundance and love energy that is God and all great things, and making your dreams happen and clearing out your crap and all that is law of universe, as a master teacher that Spirit tells me I am, right? then this is who I must be. And they said to me, they said, Lynn, you can either be this or not. The choice is yours. You asked for this. You came in here to do this in your life. And if you want to be this, then this is what you must do. And if you don't want to do it, that's fucking fine with us. That's what Spirit says to me. And I'm like, that's my face, because I'm like, fuck, this is a lot of work. And they're like, we know, but you asked for this. Is this your dream? Is this who you want to be? And there you go. So, but these tips and tools are not just for spiritual teachers like me. They're for every teacher and everybody, because it's really just being in alignment with love energy that is God to live your greatest life. And you will allow people back in, but not at the expense of you. Okay. And in the healthiest, best place from love. And these are the tools for how you do that. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a fantastic day. I'll see if I can do another YouTube. Hopefully tomorrow. We'll see how it rolls. Thank you, God, for that for us. All right. Talk to you soon.